TantrumKnows. Welcome to the University of Life.
Okay, let's dive into what might just be one of the most futuristic products I've ever seen. We're talking about Neo, a humanoid robot that's designed to live right there with you inside your home. It's a massive, massive promise. But as you're about to see, the reality is, well, it's a lot more complicated than that. You know, one source put it this way, and wow, that just perfectly captures the feeling, doesn't it? It's like something straight out of science fiction suddenly becoming real. So the question is, what exactly is this future that just walked into our living rooms? All right, so first up, let's talk about the dream. This is the vision, the world that the company, 1X Technologies, is selling you on. And it's a big one. A world where you never have to do chores again. I mean, just picture it. You come home every single day to a perfectly clean house. The laundry? Folded. The dishes? Done. All your plants are watered, the floor is vacuumed, and yeah, it even finds the TV remote for you. This isn't just a helper. The pitch is that this is a machine that's going to totally reclaim your time and change your relationship with your own home. And look, this isn't just some vague concept on a whiteboard. Neo has real tangible specs. It stands at 5'6", weighs a surprisingly light 66 pounds, and get this, its body is tendon-driven, which is meant to mimic human movement. The idea is to make it feel less like a clunky machine and more like, a quiet companion in your home.
So that's the dream, right? And it is a powerful one. But now it's time to pull back the curtain a little bit and look at how this incredible machine actually works today.
And this, right here, is the central question. You watch the promo videos, and it looks like some super sophisticated AI is just making all the decisions on its own. But is that really what's happening? Well, this slide pretty much says it all. There is a massive gap here. On one side, you have the company promising a fully autonomous experience. But on the other, you have a journalist who saw a live demo and reported that, and I'm quoting here, 100% of the things that they showed were being remotely controlled by a human being in another room wearing a VR headset. This quote from a really prominent tech reviewer just cuts right to the chase. The dream of the autonomous robot housekeeper? It's a great dream, but the product you can actually pre-order today is not that dream. So, what is really going on? So, the technology making this all happen right now is called teleoperation. It's basically like a high-tech puppet show. A trained employee puts on a VR headset, they see through Neo's cameras, and they control its every single move. They are, for all intents and purposes, the robot's brain and nervous system, just from miles away.
Okay, so if it's not autonomous, why? Why build it this way? Well, the company has a very specific and surprisingly transparent reason. It's all part of this new kind of deal they're offering to their first customers.
The answer, in one word, is data. A truly autonomous AI for a physical robot, what they call an embodied AI, is facing an almost impossible challenge. Think about it. Every home is different. Every object is unique. You can't program for that infinite complexity. So the only way for the AI to learn is by watching a human do it first, thousands and thousands of times in thousands of different homes.
The best way to get your head around this is to think about Tesla's approach to self-driving. How did their AI get so smart? It learned from millions of miles driven by actual customers on actual roads. This has become a core strategy in modern tech. Turn your users into a giant team of beta testers. 1X is doing the exact same thing, but instead of roads, the training ground is your kitchen. So early adopters aren't just buying a robot, they're providing the raw data that will build the future AI.
And you know what? The CEO of 1X doesn't hide this at all. He puts it right out there, bluntly. He calls it a social contract. You, the customer, you provide your in-home data, and in exchange, they use that data to eventually build the autonomous robot they promised you in the first place. He even has this memorable, if maybe slightly unsettling way of framing it. He calls it the big sister principle. He's saying they aren't just a big brother monitoring you. They're in your home to help you. And the more access you give them, the more helpful they can be. So let's just lay it all out. Here's the fundamental trade-off. What do early adopters give? Their privacy, their data, and their time. What do they get in return? A product that slowly gets better and the promise of future autonomy. So, as you can probably imagine, this whole model has sparked a massive debate online. And the reactions really run the gamut, from some really sharp criticism about privacy to fascinating questions about what this means for labor and, of course, some very clever workarounds. This comment just gets straight to the heart of the privacy concerns, right? It totally reframes the product. It's not a futuristic helper. It's a very, very expensive surveillance device that you paid to invite into your own home. Now, this one shows a totally different perspective. If a human is still doing all the work, have we really invented a robot helper? Or have we just invented a really complicated, high-tech way to hire a maid? It really makes you think about what we're actually paying for here. And of course, because this is the internet, someone always finds the loophole. I love this. It's this clever and funny take that just turns the whole system on its head. Why pay for a robot when you can buy one and then get paid to operate it yourself to clean your own house? Genius. And finally, we have this piece of timeless tech advice that pretty much summarizes all the skepticism perfectly. It's a really good warning against buying into hype and a reminder to look at a product for what it can do today, not what a company promises it might do someday. You know, that last piece of advice really gets to the heart of a much larger issue, something that goes way beyond just this one robot. It's a trend that we're seeing across the entire AI industry right now. But first, let's put a price tag on this whole debate. To be an early adopter, to be a beta tester for Neo is going to cost you $20,000 outright, or about $500 a month. I mean, that is a serious investment for what is basically a work in progress. And that, right there, is the crucial point. We're calling this the AI promise problem. It's this growing trend where companies use the incredible promise of AI to sell you a dream, but what they actually deliver is an early, unfinished version. And they're asking customers to pay a premium for the privilege of helping them finish it. So in the end, it all really comes down to this. The technology is fascinating, no doubt. The dream is super compelling. But when you strip away all the hype, you're left with a very personal question. Is that promise of an automated future really worth the price of being a beta tester? Especially when that test is taking place inside the most private space you have?